Okay. Okay. Yes. Welcome again to episode 2 of Zilla's Sleepers, the show where we're going to be showcasing music, new or old, that I feel like have been slept on and just deserve another spotlight of love. We're going to be going through a bunch of music, so if you guys had any other songs that you guys recommend me checking out or any artists that you want me to check out, please let me know and leave a comment or just DM me. We also updated our Spotify playlist. They all have the mix function available. It's a new feature on Spotify that I've been trying out lately. So you can find the YouTube playlist link and Spotify playlist link in my bio or in the description. Without further ado, let's get into the sleepers. Yes.
Another one.
Encore by Crimeapple. This is just an example of hip-hop at its finest, man. Classic bars, some classic storytelling verses and rap verses, and we got a nice sample, jazzy, classic beat, man. This was dropped in 2023, but still has a very powerful message, still powerful story today, and I just really like it, man. We got a nice cadence. I like Crimeapple's flow. I just really like the video, too. The music video of him on the rooftop, with the skyline of all the buildings and everything. It's just super dope to me. Real street, some real talk. And you know, the one thing I really like about this track is just it's super authentic. You know, a lot of what he's saying is just storytelling, telling how his life is, telling what's going on, and sometimes you just need something like that, man. I really appreciate that. This beat is crazy too. I love the saxophone chop, and there's no kick too, so it's just like gives it that room for the vocals just to speak for itself. When you have a beat like that, you really want to be able to just have lyrics that really mean something, and I think this track does it really well, man. This is also my introduction to Crimeapple. If I'm not mistaken, this song, Encore, is off his album El Cantante, and I really like this. But yeah, man, super really liking it, and definitely gotta check this one out. Newly by Phabo and thuy, and man, we're at the tail end of summer, but man, this is still a party vibe. I can see this being played at a lot of functions. This is just dope, man. I really like this beat. This beat got a bumping 808 bass, also got some nice synths and just a nice arrangement all across the whole thing. Phabo sounds great too, man. He has a really nice flow, and he also does the chorus really well too. The mixing on this is really clear too, and I just really like thuy's vocals as well. She has like this nice smooth vocals that she always gives us, and even though she's taking a very laid-back boss approach, she also still has this powerhouse vocal that's just tucked in with the ad-libs and everything. So I really like how this meshes together, and to be honest, I was really excited to see this collaboration because both of these do wonders on their own, so just to have them together on their own track is just super dope to me. You know, Philo's a legend in the game, and thuy's just a veteran at this point. So when you have two people who are just masters of their craft, you can only have a recipe for a good song. And with this beat, with this drum pattern backing up with it, you can't help but dance, man, sometimes, or just be outside and have fun. Definitely gotta check this song out if you haven't heard it. I think by Cochise and Lazer 700. I don't know what it is, but this song is just infectious to me. Let's start off the bat. This beat is just crazy to me. Shout out to the producer. His name is Mayday, and man, I just love these synths. I love the counter melodies that they have on top of it with this distorted 808 bass on top of it too, and I just really like the arrangement on this. You know, that's the thing about Cochise, is that his beat selection is just crazy, and I think he really attacked this song in the right way. You know, when this song first dropped, the internet wasn't really too keen on Lazerdim's verse, but to be honest, the more I listened to it, the more I replayed it, I really like the dynamic between the two. Cochise comes over with these fun bars, and Lazerdim just comes in with this grittiness too with it, and to be honest, it just really meshes well. I also like the layout of the verses and the lyrics too. You know, we get 16 bar chorus with like 16 bar verse as well too, and also the beginning of the last 2 bars of the chorus kind of sounds like the beginning 2 bars of a verse too. So it's such a cool way of just trying to layer some of the lyrics out, and I really like it. Cochise sounds really dope on this too. Clarity wise, he sounds really good, and I'm just super proud of Cochise. You know, I've been a fan of Cochise for a while, you know, ever since Hatchback. That's how I got to know him. He's also released some albums that I really like too. You know, Why Always Me and Mr. Inspector, I feel like are just super great bodies of work, and I just really like that he's been able to just keep crafting and just keep curating this sound and art style that he's been just pushing forward lately. And you know, Lazerdim too, he's a newer coming artist. He's been up for a while now, and I'm glad to see him do these features and do these songs with artists that I feel like I never would have imagined putting together, but man, it just works. So I really like this song. I also really like the music video. The music video has a dope aesthetic that I feel like just matches the vibe of this song. I really like the editing when it comes to like the cutout pictures, the text fonts, also the stage of it being have like, you know, a white room, and then also have like grass on the floor, then turn off all the lights and put up like a spotlight on the flashlight. Visually, I just think it does the song justice. So if you guys haven't heard this song, definitely gotta check it out. Something Wrong by DJ Snake and Don Toliver. This is just another dope collaboration. DJ Snake, he's a legend in the game. He's been around for a long time, producing a lot of hits. It's really dope to see him do this drill drum pattern on this and then switch it up, you know, later in the song with this like trap hip hop feel to it too. Don Toliver just sounds really dope. Lately, Don Toliver has just been pushing out hit after hit. I was super interested in this collab too, because for DJ Snake to produce something hip hop and for Don Toliver and DJ Snake to come up with a track like this was just really cool to me, man. I really like how Don Toliver slides on this, his vocal performance and his cadence. I also like this production. The synths are crazy. He switches it up with like the 808 with like this synth bass. It sounds gritty and dark. The music video too, dope to see the choreographers and them dancing and just seeing how like everything meshes well together. And if you haven't heard this song, definitely put this on your playlist. Thick by Shygirl and Kosha. This is just a timeless classic. This song was released in 2023, but this song still hits me the same way it did back then. I just love the vibe and feeling that I get from this song. One thing I like about this song that I get from it is just owning it. Whatever you're doing, whatever you have, whatever you got going on, you own it. And I really like that. Also, on top of this, I'm getting this classic club electronic dance music. It gives me similar vibes as music from A Night at the Roxbury and similar songs from that era. And I just love that we get that sound in today's production. Shygirl also had a production credits on this, and her vocal performance on this is really dope. I really like this cool, laid back vibe that she gives, and she also has a really dope vocal range or vocal tones. And shout out to Kosha, man, because this is my introduction to Kosha. Kosha just delivers on this track. I mean, she is that cherry on top for me on this track. She has this high powerhouse vocal performance and vocal range that I just feel like brings this song to the top. And I really like that it meshes well between Kosha and Shygirl, because Kosha adds just the right amount, you know, that Goldilocks level of just contribution. Shygirl has a lot of the vocals laid down, but Kosha just comes in with just that feeling, that power, the one that you just want to give it that oomph. And I really appreciate that. And this beat is just super sick, man. I cannot front. This beat is crazy. I really like how it sounds. I love the synths. I love the patterns on this, and I love how everything just comes together and just is performed, man. I can't help but dance. Also, the music video is just high quality to the max, man. I love their use of this mirror room where they're all dancing, and it has this aesthetic too with the screen at the bottom that's giving out different visuals too and how they use it. It feels like it's a club. That if you haven't checked this out, definitely gotta check out the song. Shygirl, Kosha, definitely gotta check them out too. Tell Me Why by Shakur, and I really vibe with this song, man. This is like that late night type of vibe that you put on during the party at night. Shakur has this really laid back, swaggy vocals, and then with that beat and that drum pattern just behind it just feels really cool. I really do like this track too, because the drum pattern has like a unique twist on it. There's like, you know, it sounds like R&B and hip hop, but that kick has like a similar 4/4 feeling, you know. I just really like this like vibe that I get off of this. Also, this song samples SWV's Mystery. SWV stands for Sisters with Voices, and I just think it's a really dope use of the sample. I love the way that this whole song is laid out. I've been in tune with Shakur too. It's Not You, It's Me, and also Wonder Love too as well. And those are really dope projects too, you know. And also the visualizer is just dope too. Party scenes, also just like chilling. I really like that vibe that I get from this. So definitely check it out if you haven't heard the song. And you know, Shakur's been around for a minute. I feel like lately he's just been blowing up. This is such a dope track. If you haven't heard this song, and if you haven't heard Shakur, definitely gotta check him out too. Anything For You by Phabo. This is another one for my R&B heads, man. I really like the vocal performance on this. Phabo's been around for quite a minute. I'm a big fan of his project, So Aquarius. I just really like the work that he's been doing lately. He has like this cool R&B vocal range that I just really like, and his cadence on this is just smooth, man. And plus with the beat on top of this production on this is just classic R&B, man. I really like the feel, and one of my favorite parts of this song is the chorus. The way that Phabo goes into this higher vocal range and just Anything For You lyric. I love the lyrics on top of it too. Bass on top of the kicks with everything is just super smooth, and it's just that end of the night vibe for me. You know, he He has a lot of tracks, like I said, from like Soquarius and everything too, but this is definitely one of my favorite tracks because I feel like vocal range is done right, the production is done right, and everything meshed well together, especially on top of the lyrics. It's just done super good. So definitely gotta check this song out if you haven't. If you haven't heard of Phabo, definitely gotta check him out for sure. His Dad's Belt remix by Broshiyo. This is one of my favorite tracks off of his album In Honor of Velveteen. If you don't know, this project is a remix slash flip of another project called Velveteen by Julian Cullars, and that project is also a movie soundtrack to the movie under the same name, Velveteen, directed by Erica Brown. I really like the movie, and Julian's album was just the cherry on top to bring it all together in that space. But the way that Broshiyo uses this sample and uses this song to just flip it in a way that just sounds super creative is just, man, I couldn't be anything but impressed with this. And I actually bought the CD of Velveteen by Julian at the movie screening premiere. Julian is a really good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, for years now, and look at that. He even signed my CD that he got me. Look at that. It says, Ren, the best in the West. I love Julian, man, and his album Velveteen was just a super great body of work, man. It really encaptured the space and theme of what Velveteen the movie was about. So when I got this remix album, I was just impressed, man. I really love the drum pattern on top of this. You know, the way that some of these patterns, dude, for this production, I would have not imagined it myself. So to hear like how it's like almost out of this world to me, you gotta listen to Velveteen by Julian because Julian is an amazing artist. He's an amazing musician. And when you hear Velveteen and then you hear this album right after it, it just blew my mind of how creatively flipped this was and how he uses the samples in a way that's just paying homage, gives it that same flavor, but then also does it justice by doing his own flip, his own sound to it. Man, I'm impressed. You know, on top of this, Broshiyo's visual game is just top notch, man. This guy took clips from the Velveteen movie and put his own edits in it to a way that just makes it feel authentically him. Even with the music too, I just feel like it fits perfectly. This guy does a lot of hard work, and I really applaud his work ethic, man. This guy has put out so many projects, so many songs on a project, and this song and this album is just an amazing album to me. I can't be nothing but more proud of both Julian and Broshiyo on this because you can tell of the hard work and everything too. And I gotta say, I really like the name. I think Broshiyo's a dope name, and we also had the honor to premiere this album by Broshiyo on GMAP's YouTube page. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you to check out, but it's just an amazing album. And I've also talked with Broshiyo too, man, and he's such a dope dude, man. He's just a really cool dude. Broshiyo, if you're watching this, don't ever stop making music, man. And Julian, man, don't stop ever making music too. Definitely gotta check him out. Love it, man. STFU by Destroy Lonely, off his most recent project, Broken Hearts 3 from the Broken Hearts series. This is one of my favorite tracks from the album. The production on this is insane. This beat has a really cool vocal chops. Love the synths, the drum pattern with the 808s on this is just really dope too. If you guys didn't know, this is also the same beat that Lil Uzi used on an unreleased song, Four Eyes Open, Fired. And I'm just really glad that we got the official beat. Also on the song and the album, we get transitions. This is why I really like this album too, because this song has a transition into the next song, and I just really like how it's all played out. I also like the little mallets that they have, these little keys and pads that they have on top of this. This beat was produced by Bobby Raps and Bugs. This is a really ear candy song to me. I'd be just randomly singing the melody or singing some of this chorus throughout my day sometimes. I think Destroy Lonely did great. I think it's a really solid project. Personally, for me, it's one of my favorite projects from Destroy Lonely. Destroy Lonely is on Playboi Carti's Opium record label too, so I'd be surprised if you haven't heard of him or Ken Carson or Homicide Gang. Definitely gotta check them out too. You know, on top of that too, I really like how Opium members, Homicide Gang, Ken Carson, and Destroy Lonely are putting out songs too, and I feel like the lead up to this was also great too, and I'm just really happy for everything. You can also tell that Destroy Lonely has been working on his sound, being very focused on this project in terms of like what his sound is gonna be. So I'm really happy for everything, how it's sounding. I'm really happy how everything came into fruition. Definitely gotta check this out. Sunny Day by Lein and Sean Gunner Lee off their collaboration project called Rom-Com, and this is one of my favorite tracks from the album. I love this production. Sean produced this song, but he also produced a lot of this album, and I really like how everything came out. I really like the drums. I love the guitar. I love the piano on top of this too, and I just like how all the melodies mesh meshed well together, especially the whistle. I really like the use of the whistle on this song. Also shout out Lein. Lein has a great, amazing vocal presence and also vocal range that she does on this album and on this song. She has a great vocal cadence. She really expressed what this song felt to me, and which was warm. The song's title name, Sunny Day, is just super fitting, not just the lyrics, but also the feeling that I get from it. And I really like the lyrics too. And on top of that, gotta shout out my man, Roberto Del Raspado, because he does backing vocals on this for the chorus. I love Lane's powerhouse vocal presence that she has on this. She really takes the forefront as the singer on this, and she just does it really good. Sean Gunnar Lee is also a really close, dear friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. And Lein, I've known her for a while, but I just got to meet her this year, and she's just a really dope person that I'm just super glad I had the chance to meet. I'm really happy for these two. This collaboration album, Rom-Com, is just an amazing body of work. I also had the opportunity to go to Rom-Com's release party, and it was just an amazing experience because we got to see some of the sneak peek visualizers that they're gonna use. We also got to see the music video for one of the songs, and it was just super dope to be around good people and good vibes and just celebrate because they really do deserve it. They're hardworking. They spent a year working on this project, and they're just really dope people, man. And I can just tell of the focused vision that they had for it. And I love the name. I love the name of the album. Rom-Com is such a dope title to me. Sean is a very talented musician, but I really am proud that he's also putting out his own music and just pushing that envelope forward. And also Lein, I really like that she's also stepping into her own with this album. I'm a huge fan of this album. I'm a huge fan of these two, and I just can't be more proud for them, man. I really love these two, and I'm just super happy for everything. So definitely check him out, man, for sure. Never Be Lonely, the live version from Acid Rescue's off his project, What If We Tried. What If We Tried is a compilation of songs that Acid Rescue has put out that he does live. And for me, this is just one of those instances where like the live version is just amazing to me. I really like how this album sounds and feels. Funny story, this is one of my dad's and my favorite albums that we like listening to during the summer, springtime. It's just really great. We also had the pleasure of putting these lyrics of this album on genius.com for Acid Rescues, and he's just a dope dude. I got to meet Acid Rescues at a show that Sean Gunnar Lee was performing at, and Acid Rescues was right before him. So, and I really love this song. This whole album is just filled with a bunch of good songs. One thing in particular that I love about this song is the production, the lyrics, and the chorus layout. I just really like how the chorus has Never Be Lonely with the talk back counter melody of the guitar playing. He does amazing on this. And you know, the fact that Acid Rescues sounds good on the live version that's almost near identical to the recorded version is just a testament to Acid Rescue's talent. I also really like this guy's lyrics on this album, but also on this song. That's what I really like about that track. It's just super real. I really like how authentic it is and how vulnerable it is too. Shout out to the band members, Edward and Sebastian. Sebastian did the drums and Edward did the bass. Acid Rescues produced the whole song and album, so definitely gotta check them out. Give It All by Urbina and Kristine the Queen. This is one of my favorite songs between these two, man. I've been a fan of Kristine the Queen for a minute, and this is how I got to know Urbina through this collaboration, but I just think these two just did amazing together. We need more music from these two for sure. I really like this dance hall tropical vibe that I get from the beat. Also, Urbina is just really good on this track. I love his flow on this too because it's a mixture of both. He raps and then also sings too, and he just kills it. I really like his verse, lyrics, I like his cadence. I just think it sounds really dope. This is one of my favorite songs by Urbina too, and Kristine the Queen on this is just amazing. She has a beautiful voice that just closes the track in a great way because you have Urbina's tone with his verses and the flow, but then Kristine the Queen comes through with her own vocal performance. Like, she has this tone in the main verse, but then it's also backed up with this higher octave power feeling ad-libs. Classic R&B layers to it too. It gives it like this full feeling in a way. On top of the production, on top of the song sounding good, I really like this video. You know, shout out to George because I love the scenes where they're in their car and they're driving down the hills and also on top of the hill, and there's that sunset, and then also there's like times where like you can only see like their silhouettes, and I think it's just really dope. I really like the correlation between the two because they have a little back and forth when it comes to the chorus. Urbina does the first chorus and Kristine the Queen ends the song with the chorus and her own take on it too. I'm just super happy for these two. I'm really proud because Urbina does a lot of hard work. He puts in a lot of effort when he comes out with the song, and he keeps releasing great songs too, which is why I really like his effort. And Kristine the Queen has dropped amazing singles, has dropped an amazing EP project called Moody. beat. These two are just really good sonically, because that's the other thing too about this song. It's a story, both perspectives that we get on this song. You know, Urbina has his perspective from his point of view, and then Kristine the Queen has her own perspective about her side, that we kind of have this like two different perspectives. We got this back and forth. We got these vocal talents, these talented musicians together. Urbina and Kristine the Queen are some of the hardest working artists that I've seen on Instagram. That's actually how I got to know them, was from Instagram, and I've just been a fan of them ever since, man. This song was dropped in like 2023, and this song still hits for me today, man, especially with the sunset, especially with the music video. It's very vulnerable. It's very real. I really like this track. Production, vocal arrangement, vocal performance on this. Definitely gotta check them out, man. This is one of my favorites. Nobody's Enough by Tendai off his album, The Rain. This is just one of my favorite tracks off the album. Personally, for me, this album is a hit. The production is really great. Tendai produced this whole song. He produced the album too. And I just love how each instrument is used. It's very minimal. You know, he only needs a certain amount of instruments to really give you that vibe. You give so much space for the vocals. And that's where I think really Tendai also shines through with this. I really like his vocal performance on this. This flow is crazy. I was trying to like map it out when I was listening to the song, and I was like, I couldn't believe he came up with a flow like this. He also has this like vocal tone and vocal cadence of Michael Jackson sometimes. Like a little flair on some of these ad-libs that's similar to MJ, and it's done right. I also like the lyrics and message of this song. It's a very vulnerable, in-your-face, feels song. There's some storytelling in it about what his life is like, what he's going through, and to me, it's just super relatable. The 808 too, on top of this melodic piano. Tendai is also from the UK. Also had a couple viral songs too, but I really feel like this album is very slept on. Definitely gotta check him out, man. All right. Yes. Yes, that wraps it up for today's episode. I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Hopefully you guys got to discover new music, maybe add some to your playlist. And if you guys did so, then my job is done. If you guys had any more songs that you guys like me to listen to, or artists that you guys recommend me checking out, I'd love to talk to you guys more about music. Check out our Spotify and YouTube playlist that we have. I put all the songs from each episode in there. It's going to be updated every time. And make sure you guys follow my Instagram page and also the Ghetto Minds Instagram page. That's at Renzilla and at Ghetto Minds at Play. I'll put the link for all of that in the description, because we're going to be dropping every new episode on Instagram, and then we're going to be dropping the full breakdowns on YouTube. I really do have plans to make this an ongoing series, you know, to do this as much as I can. Also, let me know what you guys think about some of these songs too. Did you agree with some of my takes? Did you not agree? Any feedback too as well? Thank you again for episode 2. I will see you guys for the next episode. Love y'all, man. Yes.
Another one. Another one. Plug.